the lady just in front of him in the yellow blouse.
Mrs. Williams? Firstly, I'd just like to congratulate you on making such a really inspiring and inspirational film. I think we all agree that it's something that we'll cherish for the rest of our lives. So just well done for that. Secondly, it's sort of a bit of a twofold question really. I noticed that you've got your dogs there are Labradors. Is there any other dogs that are allowed to be trained, or is it just solely down to being Labradors?
Do you know who you want to address that question
I was
to?
going to address it to either Eric or Tiana.
Anyone who can answer that question? Tiana, would you like to have a go? Claire.
The Labradors just do the job really well. I think it's just the way their genetics are. It's a bit like because it's like in history they were bred for waterfowl, which means they have to like sit long, like for a long period of time, which means that when you go out in public, they're gonna not. Because like a lot of other breeds, like especially like your Kelpies and herding dogs that will constantly want to run, that wouldn't suit this job so well. So you need a dog that's a bit more docile.
Very responsive.
That will, yeah. Yeah, but there's certainly other breeds that can do it. You just have a higher washout rate with other breeds. So the Labradors are the safest option to pick.
Lovely, thank you, Claire.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
the lady just in front.
I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your experiences. I think it's very valuable to see it in science. You guys mentioned that you are a lot more confident with your dogs, and when you haven't had them, you felt isolated and you've required some help from other people. I was just wondering how we can help continue to support you and the blind and vision impaired community a lot better moving forward.
Eric, do you want to have a go at that?
Here's the microphone.
Thank you. Yeah, great question. Everybody's different, so I think it's really important to ask the individuals what they need for help. And certainly my experience with changeover of dogs, Nora's my second dog, there was about 3 months where I was using my white cane again and I felt so lost. And I had some great support around me, some lovely help from friends, family, work colleagues were brilliant. Even my director started driving me home. But it's one of those things that guide dogs aren't the answer for everybody that has a vision impairment or is blind. And it really comes down to an individual requirement. But like I hope that in another 75 years there's either a cure for all of our eye conditions or guide dogs are still going strong as a support for people that have blindness or low vision. I know I'd be using a guide dog in 75 years if I could. So yeah, supporting the agencies that look after the breeding and the training of these dogs is probably the critical point.
Wonderful, thank you very much. That was a really good question. Thank you for that. Anybody else in the audience? It's just the lady in front here, yes, in the black. There's the microphone.
Michelle and Kelvin, what an amazing opportunity to work with your daughter on a project. What did you learn about Claire?
Over to you. Oh dear, this might be a conversation that you have somewhere in the bar somewhere.
That's a loaded question. I'm going to get you for that after this. I think, it's been an amazing opportunity for her to see her emerge and be more confident and, and celebrating what she's interested in doing. So in a nutshell, I'm doing what every parent out there would be doing. We're supporting, nurturing our children and to actually help them give back as well.
Yeah, I think I've always known that Claire had a good eye because before she went into film, she was the photographer for our company, and she's come up with really good visuals. And I think she's developed a voice But more than just Claire, we've also got a team of other, it's a whole team, the production team, they're all under 24 years old. There's Richard down here, do you want to just raise your hand? And Michelle and Dylan over there, who were part of the production team, they're all young people, and I've seen them also emerge as with their skills and talents as well.
That's really important, of course, so there's always a team, so I think we need a clap for the team, what do you think? So I think we've got a gentleman up here who's got a question for you.
Eric, you spoke about Sunday and Nora. I was just curious, do you have similar relationships? Did you have similar relationships with both of them? Or were they individual?
I think quite individual, and there's very different personalities between the two dogs. Sunday, some people could almost call Sunday a robot. She was so diligent at her work and loved doing her job, and extremely conscientious, just reliable, very clockwork. Nora is an incredibly large personality, and she's been a handful at times. So working with Nora, I've had to learn a different language to get the best out of her and support her and give her the motivation to do the work that I need from her. So a really good question, and that was a real challenge for me to learn how to speak a different language when I got Nora. All the commands were the same, but they had to be delivered and executed in slightly different ways to get the outcome that I was expecting. So yeah, great question.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got about another 5 minutes, so I can see a couple of hands raised right up at the front. If we take the lady first and the gentleman straight after.
Hi, this is for Eric and Diana about your dogs. You were saying about match day. Just curious, what is the match day? Do you meet more than one dog, or have they chosen a dog they think suits you best?
That's a great question. Tiana, do you want to try and answer that first?
So they do choose the dog that suits you best, like suits your walking pace, your lifestyle, and you know whether you like your balance, how you walk and stuff like that. But as well with that, at least for senile dogs, when they do bring the dog over to you to Perth or wherever you live, or if you go over to Melbourne to get your dog, you can I guess go through, then begin your training with the dog, and if they can see clearly that the dog doesn't match you, then you know that you have a conversation with them, and then they take the dog back and reissue another dog, but then there's obviously a waiting period. So yes, so they do match the dog to you.
Thank you.